Hello everybody. So we have an update. The trailer is done. It's right here behind me. I'm gonna do a little walk around with it, kind of show the key points of it, so some adjustments we made so it's a little bit more secure. I'll talk about the pricing and then the next steps. I would love to turn the camera around, but then I won't be able to see when I'm talking because I don't know how to edit. So hopefully this isn't annoying for you. But this is the front of the trailer facing the truck. They are 4-foot tall walls, so they match the ramp. I'll walk around to show you. So here's the ramp height. Matches the walls perfectly. Now, one thing we do have to do still is I'm gonna get a metal plate to put right here. It'll be about 75% of the ramp. And I'm just gonna drill a hole and bolt it to the wire meshing. And that'll have my logo, phone number, and the service on it, just so when people are driving behind me, then they know who I am. And then the goal is on the sides, I'm gonna get it all wrapped. I'm gonna have it all white, which I think will help stand out as a junk trailer. You don't really see white junk trailers. So I'm gonna get it wrapped all white. I'll have my logo, business name, phone number, and then along the side I'll have information about, like, what social medias you can find us on and the website, stuff like that. I do want to look into trying to switch my spare tire to the front right here, just so it's kind of out of the way. This is probably just going to be white. I might see if I can get my logo on there if it's not going to be a big difference. But having my tire here, one, it's a little bit, it's not necessarily out, but it would be less stuff to have on the side of my trailer. And it would be nice because my idea was to run a banner along here on the bottom all the way across. So the tire would be covering a little bit of that. Some of the adjustments we made, this is all aluminum, by the way. This isn't steel, so it's not heavy. Altogether, all these walls are about 850 pounds estimated, which is great because that means all I did was added a heavy dresser to my load sides, so that way I don't have to worry so much about the weight capacity. But because it's just aluminum, because it was done on a semi-budget, my brother, who has the welding company, he welded on these little steel little corner beams. They welded it on here and then just attached it with bolts along the sides, and that's just gonna kind of help add a little bit of stability to the front to help prevent the wind draft from hitting it so hard. But I'll go inside. Give me a second. I didn't entirely plan this out. I'll talk about the cost in the meantime. So the cost for this ended up being $27.94. This is actually the first time I'm staying in my trailer. So everything is bolted in all along. These are just bolted together with the, I believe they're called threshold nuts. But the good thing about it is if I ever need to change out the wood for some reason, like, it should last 4 or 5 years, but if I ever need to change out the wood for any reason, I could just take all these bolts off and just pop the whole thing out of place. So it would suck, but it's doable. These plates here are just attached to the rail on the other side of the trailer. Something I am thinking of doing, because when I got my truck, it didn't have a bed liner in it, which is really annoying. And I was looking at bed liners, and they're like $500. And this is my first time owning a truck, so I don't know everything about it. I'm just going off of what I do research on. But I had read that the problems with having bed liners installed that aren't like from the manufacturer is that they can have wiggle room inside and they can mess around and water gets in and corrodes and rusts it out, and it's already a little beat up just from me doing my minimum loads. So I was looking into doing a spray on bed liner. I found a really well reviewed one that doesn't really have any cons. It's all heavy pros. and it's on Amazon. It's like 140 bucks. And my brother has the air compressor, so I can use that for the spray gun. But I may just do that myself. I don't mind doing the prep work for it. And then I ordered a mat. It's a corrugated mat that's about a 1/2 inch thick. It has like a carpet texture on the front, and I'm gonna lay that down, and that gets bolted to the floor with these little clips. But that way it'll help you a little bit extra protection, because I'm obviously putting furniture back there all the time, and it'll make it easier to kind of slide stuff, because right now it's kind of a pain in the ass to slide certain furniture into the bed because it catches. So with the carpet, you know, maybe it'll be a little easier to slide a dresser back and forth. But that's that. I'm sure I look weird. I'm by the wall. I'm sure I look weird standing in the back of my trailer. So I'm gonna get out of it. So yeah, that's the trailer. It's 6.5 by 12 foot, 4 foot walls. The original game plan was to do 5 foot walls, but then they would be a little farther up than the ramp, which isn't a terrible thing, but I kind of like the idea of it just being all like the same size. So it is going to drop my cubic footage down to 312 instead of 390. So I won't quite be on par with some of the guys like 1-800 Got Junk, but it's okay. Still charge the same. I typically do about $1.50 per square foot. It's kind of the going rate in my area, at least. So I'll just have to adjust that. And then I also saw something online that was kind of interesting. There was a diagram showing a pickup truck along with the trailer. So like if you wanted to load both up, and they included the pickup truck in their cubic footage, which made sense. But that added, I don't know, 40 to 60 cubic feet. So I could always do that as an option as well. I originally, once I got the trailer, I wanted to save the bed of the truck for like my hand truck and my dollies and equipment and stuff like that. Or maybe I find something I want to keep or sell, you know, I can throw it in the back, keep it more protected. So that's kind of the game plan, but I'll play around with it, with the pricing, and see how it all works out. But yeah, the trailer itself was $2,500, and then after taxes and fees and registration, the license plate and stuff like that, it ended up being like $2,750, $2,800. The fabrication work was $2,794, so let's just call it, you know, a little under $6,000. I don't know how much the wrap job is going to be. I'm hoping it's not more than $1,500, because there's not a whole lot of grooves to it. It's not super complicated. My design is not going to be very difficult, so we'll have to see about that. But I originally was going to do it myself and just get a white automotive spray paint, and have my brother does all of his cars. I was just going to paint over it with that, and then get a custom logo design, like a stencil, and just do it all myself. But then my brother informed me that you can't do that kind of paint on this kind of aluminum. So I'd have to get it powder coated, which we ran the numbers and it was like $2,700. I was like, at that point, I'll just get a wrap. So that's the idea. Forgot to mention when I was talking about the bed liner, the spray on, I saw that somebody had used it for the inside of the trailer. I can't remember if they did it on the inside of the walls or if they did it on the floor, but I thought that might be a good idea. So I'd have to look into that, because I mean, if it's not going to be too cost effective, it would probably be nice to kind of run it around the sides, just to kind of help add a little bit more protection to it, so it doesn't get banged up and scratched up so easily. But for the floors, I think I'm just going to leave it as is. You know, if they start getting beat up or stained, I can always sand it down and, you know, repaint it over with a water sealant or something. But yeah, that's the update. Not too shabby. I still have not gone to the dump with the trailer yet, and there is no good time to go and practice because they are slammed all the time. There's never a slow time at the dump near me lately. At least not this year. It's been crazy since January. So I'm gonna have to do some more practicing in this parking lot. This is where I do my practicing at, in a local mall parking lot. So I'll have to play around with it. Actually, the good thing about it is now that I like have a wall to it, it helps me out personally backing up because now I know where the end is. So like when the trailer was a flatbed, I guess because I'm used to driving like the box trucks and I'm really like good at like driving in like tight spaces with it, I guess it's just easier for me because it's more comfortable that I can see where the back end is and I can treat it like a truck. So we'll have to play around with it. I heard that the heavier it is, the easier it is to control because it doesn't sway as much when you're backing up. I don't know if that's true. I haven't thrown a load into it yet, so we'll play around with that. But I just wanted to give that update and run the pricing out just to see if anyone else was looking to do it. I'm sure it would have been cheaper just to do wood, but I think it's a nice touch to do it this way. And it still comes out cheaper than if I were to just get a regular trailer. Even not even a hydraulic trailer, just a regular trailer with walls. Because they run like $8,000 to $9,000, and if you got the hydraulic one, it's like closer to 11,000. At least in my area, those are the ones I was looking at. So this is my first trailer. This is my first truck. So maybe by the next time we are ready to get another trailer as an upgrade, we'll look into getting a hydraulic one so I don't have to do all the work all the time. That would be nice. Yeah, in the meantime, I'm halfway through my resignation at my job, so that anxiety is kicking in. But I actually had a assisted living facility that's literally right down the road from me reach out the other day through an email saying that they have issues with their clients getting rid of stuff, and if I could bring down a rate card to them and just kind of talk to them about it. So that's hopeful. And then I'm basically going to take that design that I made and go to every other assisted living and say, hey, this is how I do stuff at this so-and-so assisted living. You know, I could do this for yours as well. And then as soon as my resignation is up, I'll go ahead and do the real estate offices for the marketing, and then probably retouch on the apartment buildings to try to get this, my shoe came off, try to get this going before my anxiety kicks in too far. But that's all for now. I just wanted to give the update with the trailer.